First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming, but this whole thing is about exchange of information. So as we're doing it, that's what we want to leave with. So please exchange information with us. And I also want to acknowledge some of the tribes from Wisconsin. Go Packs, yes. So thank you very much for coming and supporting us. What I was asked to speak about is our integrated food system and our strategy to building healthy communities. I want to put everything in context first before we start. So we're one of the federally recognized tribes of Wisconsin, the 11 federally recognized tribes of Wisconsin, and we're right here in the Green Bay area, just to give you a frame of reference. So obviously there's not agriculture 24/7 year-round. We've got a lot of snow there. The thing that really drives us to what we're doing is if you start thinking about your North Star, why are you doing this? What is the driver for this? And for us, the driver was really how sovereign are you? If your people are plagued with diabetes, if you can't feed your people. So as sovereign nations, we have that responsibility to our communities, but we also have that food sovereignty movement, which now I see is going through, that says that you have the right to determine what types of foods and products you want to have for your community. So this is the food sovereignty strategy that we put together. It's built on 5 strategies, but if you look at our mission statement, it's really to build a healthy community. But using the 3 sisters, it's in a collaborative manner. Participation and collaboration, and it's engaging the community towards sustainable practices. So that's what anchors it for us there. So what I did was put together 5 strategies that are all interrelated. And you go, well, why 5? Why not 4, 3, or 2? I worked for quite some time on putting the strategy together. There's a place for everybody, but as you see it, you're going to see how they tie together. So the first one is building a mindset for community engagement. And why is that important? Because it doesn't matter what you do with food. If you don't have a mindset and your people don't have a mindset for healthy foods, you can have all the supply you want, but never have it. Our vice chairman once said, Joanie, we need to get people to think healthy foods. And I said, then go buy the McDonald's right next door and blow it up, because every other tribal car is going through there. So the other thing to do then is to identify all the assets you have. So here's my list of assets. We don't have them all, but if I don't put it up there, it doesn't stay in front of me. Youth entrepreneurs, education. Sometimes we're trying to say, let's get the whole movement, but you've got to start in pockets. So we were fortunate to work a lot in grants, and the youth education is there. The other thing for community engagement is also to look at the events. When you look at this, the seed and plant distribution, farmers market, that you can do in your own backyard. The Husking Bee is a traditional one. And also look at the Apple Fest. We started with 500 people, one-day event. Now it's 8,000 people, one-day event. Free event for the community and the greater community. So the second one is really to increase local food production. No brainer. We need to do that. We need to look at the supply. Put your list together there of what you're doing in your wish list. So when we look at increasing food production, we start to identify the things we have. The Jahingua farm that we have there, 80 acres. The Black Angus production. We have 6,000 acres that we work on with the cattle and the bison, and then it has cash crops of the soybean and the silage. So do that as you're looking at it. But also notice here that I have the community co-op. So it's not just about the nation doing everything for the community. It's the community banding together and collaborating, and you'll hear that later from Twyla on it. The agricultural hub, as I said, that's the nation really trying to promote the healthy foods and get it into the systems. So I mentioned the farm, but the orchard, we have 40 acres and about 40 different types of apples. Now remember, in April it snowed 5 feet. So let me just put that in context too. We don't have it all year round. The Aquaponics is a project that we started from a USDA grant about 3 years ago. And it's a small area here, and we started with the lettuce. We didn't know what we were doing. It was totally the blind leading the blind. The aquaponics system came December 23rd. Really? How well did we plan this one? But anyway, what I want to get to is it doesn't matter. We were together. There were 5 different departments that band together to get this up. And now the lettuce is going to the school, and the school comes over and they learn about water quality and go through that science project. And the community does a lot of work too. So the next one is really to build local food economies. So now we've got the mindset, we've got the production, now we've got to build the economies. And as we're building those economies, again, we put the list of everything together that we want and we would like to see. This food center is one that I'm presently working on to build entrepreneurs. So the other one that I'm working on is this food center, and I just want you to know it's been something that I've been working on for 2 years to try and do it without tribal resources, but with a lot of tribal engagement. And I think that that's an important component of it. The next one is to the Oneida market. So now we've got some areas in which we have entrepreneurs and they're selling their products at our Oneida market. We also have other tribes that will send us their products and then we can order it and sell it at the Oneida market. Our white corn is sowed there also, and so we're very happy and proud of that. And there's the community food center that I'm working on. If there are any food scientists out there, I would love to pick your brain. So we have to help each other with this. The next one is really to integrate local foods into community outlets. So I'm going to go back and say that we've now talked about the fact that we've built a mindset, we've increased production, we've looked at local food economies, and now we're integrated into the community. You see how it starts to flow and follow into one whole community integrated system? So when I look at the local community, I start to put the list together again, and we start to think about the school as one outlet, the Elder Center is another, the Radisson is another one, the One Stops are another, some local restaurants. So this gives you an idea of how we're integrating it in there. One thing that we're trying to do with the school is to unravel those big vendors, the Reinhardts, and to be able to get local production in there. Now, one of the challenges too with local production that we all know about is our price point. So when you're looking at it and putting in traditional foods, your price point for that product is very high because of the labor cost. And so you're going to have to go in and meet the cost of some commodity pricing. The tribe has chosen to absorb that. So for instance, the lettuce, we sell it to the school for $3 a pound, but yet in the open market, we could sell it for $7. That's our choice as a tribe that we'll work through. There's some of our other outlets that we work in. And then the last one, which I think is quite important also, is to really look at ensuring sustainable practices. And that is not only the financial side. My statement was always, make it sustainable. I'm not a capitalistic, but $1 over break even would be nice. So that's kind of our metric there, is how do we get to $1 over break even? Because then we know we don't need tribal contributions and it'll stay sustainable. So look at sustainable practices, not only the financial one, but also look at restoring our lands, which is who we are from the heart. We're here to restore our lands and to take care of our Mother Earth. And then as you start to see these, if you look at the experiential education, that's a new concept that I'm working on right now. And so we're going to get excited about it because we have a plot of land in Wisconsin in Oneida, in Green Bay, that wasn't being used. So we have that little plot of land, 44 acres or something like that. And so we reached out to the college that's on the reservation. It's a public college there. Also to the Oneida Nation and Menominee College. And the tribe will be involved. And we're going to do a hands-on learning, like an outdoor classroom, so that we can all use it for our different uses. So that's just a concept. So as you're looking at your food system, know two things. Number one, Rome was not built in a day. It takes a long time, but if you don't anchor everything you're trying to do, then you lose sight of where you're really headed. But know more importantly that everything that we try and do here on these 5 strategies, they're all interrelated. So there's a place for every person to contribute to an integrated food system. And always that it's about the community. This is what we're about. This is our North Star. And we're here to make healthy communities with an integrated food system. So thank you. You're welcome.